So yeah, now for version 14 of Balls of Steel, got this build on Windows here. Show you everything is kind of finished now and running cool. 60 frames per second, and on the device I've been using is an Android Samsung A31. Got everything pretty smooth there. Gonna show you stuff here. First of all, the settings. So you can just go here and change the volume. Hear the background music there. Turn it down now so you can hear me speaking through it. And options for the controller size. And option for the camera. Can set this camera while playing in the pause menu, so you can actually kind of preview what it's gonna look like. And I set it up almost to 1 now, so like maybe put it down to something like 5.8 or something like that. And then you have the option to show the debug panel or not. If you show it, you'll see a bunch of statistics and log stuff if there's problems and errors, but you probably don't need that for testing. And if anything is slow, you can make it slightly faster, disabling those two guys. And so the idea in the game is to race and create tracks. And so first you'll need a character, and what I have, this is the default character, which has a bike as a vehicle. And then there's another character I made here already, and I could now do is just make one more. And I could maybe make this like a female character. What you can do is choose the country. So probably this would be a little better. I don't know, it's a bit easier to use with the finger there. I can choose maybe Los Angeles. I'll make it a woman, and I'll give it some hair, and I'll give them eyewear or not, and then some skin color again, and maybe blonde hair, like longer hair, something like that. And then set the colors here to something like maybe this wants to be white. This wants to be something a bit more interesting. Maybe something like that. And keep the white, and then mess with the height or the weight, make the character look different. And then you get to select the vehicle, and to start stuff will be locked, obviously, and I have already unlocked a bunch of these. What I'll actually have to do here is now reset this whole thing by going to show the debug panel, and now I'm going to load the initial data here. And yeah, that will take me now back to the initial state of stuff here. Which means that I'll have all these missions available here, and so that was for the settings, and that was now a very like a higher feature to load the initial. Don't need to do that anyway. To start with these missions, now there's a bunch of these missions to unlock the vehicles. So when you start a new character here, first you create all that stuff, and then when you choose the vehicle, they'll be locked by default. And now I did the load initial, which kind of set me in the state where all these guys are all also locked. So my only option is the road hop. And once I play more, I can unlock more. And now I can just show you with this like default character now. The easiest one is to just play the first creator course. What that does, it starts a race on one of these public courses, one of which is a course created with this game and then published into the user generated content system. So it comes from that Unity cloud, and it just select one of those tracks, and once you now I'll have to play it to the end. Just take a while. Show you kind of all this is now running smoothly 60 frames in that in Android devices, which is nice. I made a bunch of optimizations to all these shaders and lights and stuff. And now what you can see is there's those tunnels available, and there's these automatic kind of signs to show which way to go, so you don't accidentally start going in the wrong direction. And there's 3 laps in each race, and now we're starting on the last lap. And what else do we got here? So just let me finish this race to kind of finish the kind of easiest mission. Just play. The idea is to create tracks and then share those tracks. So the first mission will be to kind of test someone else's track, and the whole idea of the game will be to kind of play other guys' tracks and share these tracks and put. And then it has these automatic leaderboards. So each time you create a track, it gets a leaderboard, and it will then create that leaderboard in the cloud for your tracks too. So when anyone plays your tracks, they'll also have those leaderboards, which will be then in the cloud like forever. So anyway, there's also like a competition immediately for the first place on any track you create yourself. And so I'll show you next. That got completed. So now I'll have the option here to select the dirt bug, and I'll show you the next mission then, which is to create the first. Maybe I'll show you the tutorial first. So very simply, just create 5 pieces. You can see the mission kind of here. We'll just kind of get started here. Like, you start in track mode and draw track mode. It's what you just touch down and then you drag, and then you get like your 5 pieces generated. That's the first mission accomplished. Then you can go to the next, which is like what it wants is 2 corner pieces. And now the draw corner, you put the touch down and then you just drag, like dragging this. You'll get the first, and then I'll make another one on it. You can see it automatically generates those signs where they're needed. And so mission accomplished for that one. And then the corners 2, like 135 degrees. Like if it's straight, it's 180. But if I want to turn like 45 kind of degrees of it, it's going to be 135. So there's one of these 135s, and then I can continue again to get another one of those. So now I got 2 135s there, and I got this completed. Then there's the drops again, back to draw track mode, draw those needed pieces, then go into the select mode. track, draw objects, and select mode. Go into select mode, and now what it wants is a drop height of 4, and what it wants is 2 drops. And what a drop means is when you drive along the track, you're kind of going up or down these floors. And if I'll just now select the first piece, and then I'll have these plus and minus signs here to grow and shrink the selection. So like in most modeling programs, it's easier to use, especially if you have like going harder turns and stuff. It's easy to just kind of use this shrink, grow and shrink selection tool. And once I have these selected, I can see that there's this dark part where it's gonna bend. So now if I click it up, it will go up 1 floor, and it actually will move this floor slider for me too. So now I'll be in the first floor. So, and if I'll do that now 4 times, it'll create me a drop of 4, which is like that first part of that mission. And now I can just continue by shrinking the selection again. And what it actually wants is wants another drop, which means I'll just raise it up once, and now I'll have drop 1, and then I'll have drop 2, which is the height of 4. So it's completed. Then there's elevators. Again, back in the draw track mode, just draw the needed 5 pieces. Then go into select mode. Now select the last one. Is now when going like down, you can ride, but when you're going up, you can only ride for 1 piece. So this is what is called a stepped step, and when you do it twice, it will have to generate an elevator because it would be too steep to ride. So that's how you create elevators. So just take that from the top again. So just draw a track and just create the 5 pieces, just select and go up 2 times, and there's your elevators, and you're gonna basically go all the way up to whatever floor you want to go. And next is jumps. So again, back to draw track mode, create like 5 pieces. Now track delete mode. If there's 3 in a row, like pieces 3 in a row, you can the same piece, you can just delete one of them, and it will create a gap and a jump on it. And that's how jumps are created. And for some reason it gave me some weird panel there. Shouldn't have. Oh, it's the type of that mission. Okay, it just needs to be set. And then next show the overlaps. And just remember to go back into draw track mode first. And the idea of overlaps is I can now start on the bottom floor. It's like start with this loop, and then now if I have this, and I'll go to the second floor by lifting it 1. Now I can continue. I can go here. This is the option for like 2D or 3D mode. I can zoom in. Now I can see that these are below me, and I'm like one floor above it, and I'm gonna just continue here. And this is what an overlap is. That's 1 overlaps, and that's 2 overlaps, and that is completed. Then the last one is the objects. I'm gonna go back into 3D mode, zoom out. I'll need some corners since these corners cannot be built on straight pieces. And then the same thing with the guillotines, you can't put them in the corners. And you'll need a hump, and you'll need a wrecking ball, and then a spinner kicker. And once these are laid out here on the track, that's the final mission, final tutorial mission done. And now you'll get the Mud Crush vehicle. And okay, now you have 2 vehicles unlocked. Then I'll show you the next one, which is kind of a slightly harder editor mission, where you need to do all this stuff seems kind of overwhelming, probably at the start, but I can show you pretty fast how to, like, all you need to do is kind of have 40 pieces on it, and you'll have to have, like, maybe I'll start with something that is like a G, and I'll start here, and then I'll want to go like maybe up a few floors, and then I'll continue there in 2D mode. I'll do maybe something like that, and so I'll have this kind of logo. So like same use games going on here, and what it now wants is like piece 135 is obviously missing, so I can go here, double click to get on that floor. I'll do some of those things there in the end. Doesn't really matter what it look like now. And then I'm gonna do the other things, like I'm gonna select, and I'm gonna need some jumps first of all. I'm gonna delete just maybe there, get the jump, and then I can go back into select mode. What I'll need is a drop, so, and a drop height of 2, so I'll just do 2 like that. So now there's be a drop height of 2. Oh yeah, it just didn't look like that. Now there's a drop height of 2 there, and what it actually needs is also 1 step up. It's not showing that for some reason up there. I might actually save, go back here. I don't know why doesn't it show it here now. So what needs to be done is guillotine here, up there, and then it needs 2 more humps. Like, it shouldn't be too hard. Like, and now obviously I cannot finish this mission because I'm not online. And the same thing like in the phone, if you're not online, you cannot finish this mission. The idea is when you click finish this mission, it will actually publish it into the user generated content system, and then it will be available to everyone. And that's the idea, that's the like minimum you'll have to do for them to be valid, to be published. And the idea of this first mission is to get everyone, so that everyone that's playing has at least 1 track made there. And then there's the last mission, which is to win the V14 World Championship. And I can show like a little shortcut here. If I go here in the debug and set the debug panel on, and now if I go into race mode, I can just jump between these leagues. I'm gonna kind of skip myself from B3 straight to B1, and then I can skip myself to the last race, which is Sydney. So now I'll just need to get this guy winning this last race to get that last mission done. You can obviously play the game, just like actually level it up. It'll take maybe 30 minutes. And what I can do here now is I can just hit this give up stuff here. Since I'm in first place and I hit that give up, it means like I'm kind of winning it. And since I'm winning it and I have this, and I'm in B1, that means I'll be the world champion, and I have this mission now accomplished, which is the last mission to win B1 championship. And then I'll unlock the like street racer vehicle, and after that, if I'll go now, I can then create another character with that vehicle. Obviously you can't just change the vehicle, you'll now have to create a new character. The idea to get like more gameplay on this here. Pretty red and white. Bit dark maybe. And like that. And now I can select the street racer vehicle here. So now I got a cool character with a street racer vehicle. And now I can go a race with that one, and then on with like other missions to unlock the other vehicles. Probably like to publish more tracks and to like play more tracks in need some kind of currency and stuff, some kind of dailies and weeklies to really get it done and evolving. Anyway, that's how everything works now. Just go back to menu here and back here, like there's the missions, there's the settings, race, editor. Let me show the editor here, that how to create a new track. There's just that button, it'll create a new one here, and then you can go edit it, like Kimmy's track, and choose wherever you want it to be, like Dubai, and then you can go edit it just like in those tutorials. To be obviously in draw mode to draw and so on. Clear it, get it out of here, and so on. The public panel is for the user content generation, and since I'm not online now, I can't show it. I'll make another video with stuff kind of online on the phone. Like the good thing about it is, like, even if you're not online, you'll still have 10 last courses from that public system in a cache, so you can kind of technically still do the missions and you can still play like other people's tracks. It works just like if you were online. You can just see here that since you're not online, your total contents is 10, but you'll have 10 cached public tracks in your system that you can just like the others, you can clone them to yourself. So if you want to make a change to Egypt, you can take the Egypt track here and just say clone. So after that, it will be here in your editor, like just like it's in the game. And the same thing with racing, you can just choose one of these publics. There's actually one already pushed there with the name of Kimmy's track, and I can just go race that, and that actually counts as a race then in your league too. So it's kind of like an exhibition race you take on someone else's course. And it's like combine kind of these game modes. So like you can do that single player game on like courses that were generated by other people. There's a little bug here that leaves the selection on. That should not affect the way it runs. It's just like material stuff. It's to obviously create a selection when before the race or before the publish or at some point. And so yeah, that's how you can do these public courses. And there's a pager here, like if you're online, it's going to show you all the contents, and there's 10 per page, and then it caches the last page you were on. So if you're gonna put your mobile phone offline, you can still play those 10 tracks. And so yeah, that's it for version 14, now available on Google Play, like running good.